Hey, yo, happy people, look at all this gear here. It's just madness. You don't know what to choose. If you're a first-time camper going into the wire camp or bikepacking, I myself, I prefer bikepacking. I don't mind walking, but I do prefer to the adventure on the bike. So most of you, especially the ones that are at the very beginning, they are thinking, what do I need, how much should I take with me, how much can I carry? So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to show you my own setup when I go out for up to 2 nights, a night or 2 nights. This is what I have with me, and the main things are split in several categories. Yeah, you need to make sure first you have your transport, or if you choose to do bikepacking and hiking, you will need some good shoes. Yeah, make sure that you are comfortable with your shoes, make sure you know where you are going, and that's the first one. So once you have your transport, you need to go to a bit of your safety. If you choose a bike, I would advise you to have a helmet. Mine still got the GoPro mount on it, but if you don't record your experience, a regular helmet and gloves, for me, that's essential to have. So you have your bike, you have your helmet and gloves. What else do you need? You need, and this is something that a lot of people don't take into account, it's good to have some documents with you. Yeah, I'm not that concerned about your bank cards. You are not going to find any ATMs in the wilderness. However, it's good to have a driving license with you, just in case. You never know what's going to happen, so it's good to have some identification paperwork with you. Okay, so for my bike, yeah, I have decided to go with panniers. Yeah, I have 2 on the side, and this is where I put most of my equipment. Yeah, you have different zips, different pockets in it. The top one, this is something that I really like. You can detach it if you don't have much, and you can use just the panniers. This one, you can use it as a bag, as a regular bag, or on your bike. Very easy. Again, you are gonna have a link in description for this. I've got it from Amazon for, I think, under 40 quid. It is waterproof. However, because here I have all my sleeping equipment and everything, I have one of these. To be honest, I haven't used it this year, but basically from what I've been told, this will go over, covering it. Yeah, and this is definitely waterproof. Yeah, here I have my small bag. Yeah, and to be honest, for fellow YouTubers, this is where I keep my GoPro, and this is where I keep usually my my wallet with my documents, GoPro, and here my mobile phone that will have the sat nav on, so I know where I'm going. Yeah, this is a little gadget. Again, find it from Amazon. You can have it for like 10, 15, 20 quid. Waterproof. It's touchscreen, as you can see here. It's touchscreen, so it's quite good. Yeah. Okay, so the first category of equipment that you need to have with you while you go out in the wild is your fire and cooking equipment. Yeah, I have here 2 options, 2 setups, and it's going to be for you to decide how confident you are to use one of them. In my personal view, yeah, if it's your first experience out in the wild, I would personally go for a gas setup. Yeah, with a stove. You can buy plenty of stoves from Go Outdoor or from Amazon. You are going to have a link in the description of the video for this setup. As you can see, if you've seen some of my old videos, you can see that I've used this in different type of conditions. Yeah, it comes with a gas battery, and I would advise you to have a shield. However, this is quite heavy. Altogether, you have a good 500-600 grams here, but with this one you are sure you're going to have a fire regardless of the weather condition, of whatever happens, you can have a fire. Yeah, so this is for your very beginner experience in the wild. However, my favorite setup is this one. So this is a folding firebox, as you can see it's been used before. Yeah, you basically start a fire in one of these. You only need this one, which is 100 to 150 grams. Just because I'm in England and here it's quite rainy and wet, I do like to have with me a few wood shavings. Yeah, just to make sure that the fire will start. However, if you are confident you can find this out in the wild, by all means go and do that. I like to make sure that I have it. You're gonna have your flint, yeah, which obviously is gonna help you start your fire. And I will also have a knife with me, just to make sure that if I decide to go out in the wild and do my wood shavings or cut a bit of wood, I will use my Mora knife. You have a link in the description. This is the best thing you can buy on a budget when it comes to knives, ideal for bushcraft or wire camping. Yeah, the fact that it's plastic, I don't like it very much. However, it feels so good in your hand, and it does a great job. Yeah, so just to put it in a nutshell, you have your gas setup where you need the gas bottle, the stove and the windshield, or you have a firebox, wood shavings and the flint. Yeah, obviously if in the area where you go you can have a full-on fire on the ground and you can make sure that you leave no trace, by all means you can eliminate the firebox. Okay, so now that the fire is sorted, let's speak a bit about the food setup. So what I like to have with me, it's a mug that I can put on fire, regardless if it's a gas fire or a wood fire. This will help me boil water or have my coffee in the morning. Here you have a very cheap on a budget kit with a spoon, a fork and a knife. To be honest, I only added this to the video just because some of us are on a budget and we don't want to spend too much money. So you can buy something like that for, I don't know, £2, £3 to go outdoor, or you can go for spork, titanium spork, which you can find from Amazon for, I don't know, up to 20 quid. So I have both of them and I've included them in the video. This one is great, however it's heavy. So if you are interested into going ultra lightweight, this is not for you. However, it's cheap. Yeah, you're gonna have a camping pan, light, easy, folding, and I like to have with me a plate. Yeah, the plate while you're outdoor can be a plate, can be a cover, can be anything. So always when you go out, yeah, choose items with more than one purpose. Yeah, so this is one setup you can have with you, depending on what type of food you prefer. I know that a lot of people are thinking rations and going military things. It's not my thing. You know what, I love the wild. It's not that I like it, I love it. However, I do love my food. So for me it's very important that I have my food, and I like to have with me rice, I like to have with me bacon, I like to have with me a steak. If you can see some of my videos, I do love my steak. So this is the second type of setup. Yeah, you have a titanium spork. Yeah, I love this little tool. These are just some extras that they came with the set. It's not necessarily something that I use with me. Different plastic setups. Yeah, these boards can replace the heavy metal plates. Yeah, you can have the heavy metal plates, or you can have this. You have here a pot in which, I don't know, you can do anything. I like to do my rice here, and a bit of meat. On this one is much easier. If you ask me, it can be better, but this came with a higher cost. So again, same like we've done with the fire starter, for your food setup you have a cheap option, which is the metal plates with just one pan, which is going to limit your choices. Or you can go for this type of setup where we are replacing the metal with plastic. And even though we have some, there you go, instead of having a heavy metal one, you have a titanium spoil. The difference is around 15 quid in between. So depending how much money you are available to spend on it, go for either way. I've done it both ways. So another advantage, this it's easier to pack up. They come with their own little bag, and that's it. You are done. That's your food sorted. Very important with the food, yeah, is to include your water. So part of my bikepacking experience is the fact that I can carry more water than most of the people. I usually go with two I usually go with 2 bottles on my bike and 1 on my bag. I know that a lot of you wild campers out there, yeah, they use a water filtration system. However, I found them quite expensive. The good one, and think about when it's water that you put in your body, you want the best of the best. You don't want anything that can be contaminated. And the good one is quite expensive. To be honest, I find it ridiculous to spend maybe 120 quid on it. But hey, if you have a backpack, then you need to invest into one of it, because you don't have the luxury of carrying water on your bike. Okay, now to the things that I love and hate in the same time. So after a good day of biking or walking or climbing, whatever you do, you have your fire sorted, you have your food sorted. But before you even get to that, I think I should have started with this. This is your main setup. You need to look for a spot out of sight. Make sure is nobody around you. Don't camp next to the main roads. And you have your sleeping arrangements. Yeah, I know, again, a lot of people are preferring tarps, hammocks, tents. I myself, I prefer a tent. And in this, I actually done a review on this tent. I have a Vango 200 NYX. It's a budget tent. It's cheap, it's light, and it goes on my back. I have a mat that goes under my tent, and I have a sleeping bag. On top of this, I always have with me a bit of paracord. Yeah, to be honest, I have here like 15 meters and a tarp. If I don't feel like putting the tent up and just spend a few hours under the tarp, that's perfectly fine. I can do that. I have the pegs from the tent. I have the paracord. Just set the tarp between two trees and enjoy the scenery. Otherwise, I'm going to put the tarp under the tent, put the tent on, put the mat, the sleeping bag, and that's about it. I'm done. What I do when I go, especially into the winter months, for me this is an essential piece of equipment when sleeping. I like to wear one of these. It's a balaclava, but in the winter nights, sleeping outside in a tent, this makes a big difference. Yeah, so this takes most of my space. That's why I hate it. It's not heavy. It's just big. Obviously, with this you have cheaper options and you have more expensive equipment. This, I will say, it's towards the low end. However, I do not like to spend a fortune, so let's make do with what we have. However, if you have thousands of pounds to invest, by all means, you can find smaller things and even better. Yeah. So in terms of sleeping, it's sorted. So now we discuss transport, we discuss fire, we discuss food, we discuss sleeping, and you know what we do now? Let's discuss a bit about commodities. Now, so the last category that I'm gonna speak of, I call them commodities. Some of them they're classed as essential. However, you need to understand that wire camping, it's about being free to do whatever you want, as long as you don't harm the environment or others. So a lot of people are saying you should do this, you should do that, you should do that. No, it's entirely up to you. Whatever works for you, that's what you need to do. If you see people speaking on Facebook groups, on Instagram, with all their fancy equipment and thinking about, oh, it's 10 grams lower, you know what, if you are a pro or this is what you do for a living, then them 10 grams are gonna make a difference. If you are just like you and me, a guy that goes outdoor or a girl that goes outdoor, them 10 grams is not gonna make any difference to you. Trust me on that one. So commodities, yeah, it's a chair that I have with me, very cheap, from Go Outdoor. Just to put it out there, I'm not sponsored by Go Outdoor. However, it's a budget shop from what I can see. You have some top end bits there, but it's a cheap shop. So you can find this chair at Go Outdoor. It's quite good. I love it. Yeah, you have a flashlight, which it's an essential. I also have a headlamp, or this one, which is cheaper. A headlamp is going to cost you around 20 to 25 quid, but you can go for the cheap one at 5 quid. I have my Swiss Army knife, which, to be honest, I always have with me. Yeah, I use this for food most of the time. I have some medicine with me, paracetamol, some plasters, because you need to have a first aid kit. Obviously, if you have any medical condition, you need to have your medicines with you. Yeah. And what I like to have with me, especially that I'm trying to follow leave no trace policy at all time, it's a shovel. I've done a video. You are gonna see a review of the shovel. It's not heavy, and I use it on my I put it on my panniers on the bag. Yeah. And this one, yeah, you've seen this from the beginning of the video, because I like to film my experience and to upload them on YouTube, sharing my knowledge and my experience with some of you. This is my GoPro kit. Yeah, I have different type of mounts here, different things, everything for the cameras. It looks quite bulky, but it's very, very light. So if you are not a YouTuber, if you keep your memory just in your own head, you don't need that bit of kit there. Yeah. In all fairness, this is almost everything. What you need to take into account here, and I didn't put here for obvious reasons. The reasons are because it's your choice what you want to have. So a lot of people are thinking about changing their clothes. You can take as many clothes as you can carry, or you can just have, I don't know, a pair of underwear and 2 pairs of socks. Yeah. Okay, so your food, again, depending what you like to cook, I like to have with me rice, bacon, eggs. For me, that's essential. I like to have with me a steak. Try to keep all your food, if you go for 2 days, to up to 1 kilogram. So decide what you eat. You are not gonna eat as much food as you do when you are at home. So don't overfill with food. So this is my setup. This is how I do it. I hope you are gonna find some good knowledge here, and you will be able to take away some of it. And now, at the end of the video, I would like to give away for free a firebox, obviously not this one, it will be a brand new one. So in order to qualify for this free giveaway, you are going to need to like the video and post a comment to the video with the word interest, so then I know you are going to be interested in the contest. And next Monday, when I'm going to do the video, I'm going to select in front of you guys, I'm going to select a name from the comments. I'm going to get in contact with that person via Facebook or Instagram, and I'm going to post it free of charge, a folding box, a firebox, which if you haven't used it before, you are going to be really impressed with what you can do with it. If you used it before, you know how good it is. And now guys, just before I finish, don't forget to check out the channel, like, subscribe, and look after yourself. Take care guys, cheers.